All right. So in this lesson, we are going to be exploring the equations of a circle. A circle, you know, like this little thing that goes like this, something like that. Okay. So a couple of facts that you need to keep in mind. If they are asking you, what is the center of this circle? Okay. Let's say this. So this is your equation. And they ask you, what is the center of this circle whose equation is x minus 3 squared times y, let me see, sorry, plus, yeah, like that. So the center will be the opposite of these numbers. So the center will be 3 comma negative 4. That's the first thing you need to know. The radius will be the square root of this number right here. This radius will be 4. As simple as that. Okay? Now, this is just the beginning. Now, let's say you let's start over. Okay, the equation of a circle, okay, in center form is x squared plus y squared equals to r squared. Sounds familiar? Yes, Pythagoras theorem, but we're talking about the circle right now. Now, what is the center of this circle? The center, my friends, will be 0, 0. Why? Well, hello, here you were given something after the x and something after the y. Here you're not given anything after the x and nothing after the y. So it has to be 0. Because x squared plus 0 is x squared and y squared plus 0 is y squared. The radius squared. So that's why the 16 is nothing more than r squared. So when you want r, you take the square root of that and you get 4, or the number. All right. Now that we have that, let us explore the circle. So you see here, x squared plus y squared equals r squared. The center is 0, 0. And look at this 16, take the square root, and the radius becomes 4. So this is your circle right here. Now, let's have another one, an example. Look at this. Remember what I told you, the opposites. So for example, here's the equation of my circle. And I want to know what the center is. Well, the center will be positive 2 comma negative 5. And of course, look, positive 2 comma negative 5 right here. The radius, well, if this is 9, I take the square root of that and the radius is 3. Look, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you have your compasses. So I'm not sure if you're going to need them, but let's do this. All right, another question that can arise is the following. If you have a circle with center 2 comma negative 5 and radius of 3, and they ask you write the equation. All right, so I will write the equation. So the center is 2 comma negative 5, so this is going to be x minus 2, see the opposite of that, square plus y, and then this is negative 5, so then the equation is going to have a plus 5 square. The radius is 3, but on the equation the radius has to be squared, so it's 9. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bam. That's the easy part of this lesson. And here goes with the difficult part. All right, this is what we call the general form of the equation of a circle. It's right here. What is all this gibberish? Well, I'm going to show you. So here we know that the center is 2 and 2 comma negative 5 and that the radius is 3. Now it says turn this into general form. So how am I gonna do this? Easy. And I'm gonna show it to you in a piece of paper. Okay, so this is what I have. I have x minus 2 squared plus y plus 5 squared equaling 9. To turn it into general form, we expand this. All right, so what is x minus 2, the whole thing square? Well, remember, x squared, multiply the insides and double it. So minus 4x plus 4, because negative 2 squared is 4. Plus, and now this one, y plus 5 to the second power, same thing. Square the y, multiply the insides and double it. So plus 10y plus 25, you see that? equals 9. Okay then. So, and that's basically what I have here. Now, of course, all quadratic equations must be equal to 0. So I'm gonna subtract, well, first I add the like terms, okay? So negative 4 goes with, 4 goes with 25. So basically this becomes 29, right? And now when I subtract the 9 from both sides to make it equal to 0, well, 29 minus 9 is 20. So this is your final form. This is your general form of an equation of a circle. All right? So now you have it. Okay. Now what do you call the other form? Let me see. I need to find out what do they call it. I think they call it let me see. Center radius form. I think that's what they're gonna call it. Okay. Center radius form. This one is in center radius form, and this one is the general form. They both equivalent. And now I just taught you how to go from here to here. Now, how do you go from here to here? Interesting. Well, let's see if we can do it backwards. This is gonna be OD. So the equation that we have is x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 10x, I'm sorry, not 10x, 10y. 10y plus 20 equal 0. Okay, so that's what I have. So the question is, how do you turn this into center radius form? You know, the easy form? Well, let's see. We use the method called completing the square. So what do? It says move the loose number to the other side. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I have x squared plus, no, first, you know what? First, let's rearrange this. Let's put all the x's together. Okay, so I have x squared minus 4x, okay, plus y squared plus 10y, okay, and now I move the loose number to the other side, so that's negative 20. All right then, now it says take half of, well, divide by whatever is on the leading on the square terms. It's a 1, so I don't have to do much. Now let's take half of the linear term. So half of negative 4 is negative 2, and then when we square it we get 4. So I get x squared. Let me just rewrite the whole thing step by step. This is what I'm gonna have. That's what I'm gonna have. Okay, in these boxes is where we're gonna write the term that we obtain when we take half and we square the linear term. So let's start with this one, with the x's. So half of negative 4 is negative 2. Square is 4. Half of 10, that's the linear term, is 5. Square is 25. And now I'm going to add 4 plus 25. Okay? Because those are the terms. Okay. Now, I hope I'm doing this right. It's been a while since I do this. So now, this creates a perfect square. This creates a perfect square, what do you call that? Binomial. So this is going to be x. What was the term that I squared? Negative 2, right? So it's going to be minus 2 squared. Plus, again, this will create a perfect square binomial. So y, what was the term that I squared? 5, right? Okay, equaling 4 plus 29. Wait. Negative 20 plus 29. That's 9. Oh, I got it. Nice. Got you. Wow. Okay, so that's how you go from general form to center radius. Again, look, the center will be positive 2 comma negative 5, and the radius is 3. All right, I'm ready to do this. The next example. So this time I'm just gonna browse through it, okay? Let's see if I can just zoom in a little more. Okay. All right, so this is the equation. Let me see. Okay, so this is the equation. So what I do first is I rearrange the terms. So I put the x's together, okay? It says move the loose number to the other side, so I did. Then take half of the linear term. So half of -4 is -2. Square is 2. No, square, -2 square is 4. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna put the number that I get when I take half and I square it. Okay, and look, there are 2 boxes here because I'm gonna put the term that I half and square for the x and the term that I half and square for the y's. So let's see. I put the 4 here. Now, look, I'm going for the y's now. Half of -6 is -3. Square is 9, so I put the 9 here. And of course, you gotta add those terms to the other side as well. Remember what that does. That creates a perfect square binomial. So, what is the term that I squared here? -2, right? So that's what you write over here, boom. And then y minus 3, boom, you write it, equals 5. So what this does is this allows us to identify the center and the radius. The radius here is not 5. The radius here is the square root of 5. Remember, this is r squared. And to get r, we need to square root that. So of course, you have it right here. The center is 2 comma 3, and the radius is radical 5. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So it says, let me just make this a little smaller. Okay. Write the equation of a circle whose diameter has endpoints of 4 comma -1 and -6 comma 7. So what I'm going to do here, first of all, I got these two, the endpoints, the diameter. I don't need the diameter when I'm dealing with the circle. I need the radius. But then how am I going to get the radius here? Well, the radius is half of the diameter. So I need to know what the coordinates of this point is. No, the coordinates of this point are. So I find the midpoint. So the midpoint is nothing more than -1 comma 3. See? How do you find the midpoint? You add the x's, divide by 2, you add the y's and divide by 2. I'm telling you right here, okay? Even if you're not watching the video, you should be able to read this and understand it. So I find the midpoint. Now, the funny thing is that I got the coordinates of the midpoint, but I still don't know what the length of the radius is. So to find the length of the radius, you're going to have to use the distance formula that is needed to find the length. Okay, cool then. Or you could have just used the distance formula right away, right off the bat, find the length of the diameter, and then just take half of that, and that will give you the radius, because the radius is half of the diameter. Anyway, so when I do the distance formula, which is right here, okay, I end up with square root of 41. Okay, so what does that do? Well, the midpoint formula allowed me to find the center. The center is at -1 comma 3. Now I need to write the equation of the circle, and I'm gonna write it in center radius form. So if the midpoint is -1 comma 3, the equation, remember, has the opposites. So x plus 1 instead of -1, x plus 1 squared plus y minus 3 instead of positive 3 squared equals, and remember that the radius is squared. So when you square a radical, basically the square and the square root cancel each other out. So therefore it leaves you with 41. Remember, 41 is not the radius. The radius is radical 41. So there you have it. So remember, sometimes they will ask you for the general form, and sometimes they will ask you for the center radius form. Oh, okay, let's see now. How do the coordinates of the center of a circle relate to C and D when the equation of the circle is in general form? C and D. How do the coordinates of the center of a circle relate to C and D? I have no idea. Let's see. This is C, and this is, let me see, this is D. C and D. Well, let's see. The center is, get it. Oh my God, look. The center, in center radius form, C and D. The coordinates of the center is half of this. The coordinates of the y is half of this. I didn't know that. So I could just take half of this and half of this, just put it over here. Let's see if it's true. Let's see if it's true. Let's go back to one of the equations that we had before. This was the general form, right? And we went from here to center radius. Half of this is -2. Oh my God, half of this is 5. Okay, so I can basically figure out the center by looking at the general form and doing half of this. But then that doesn't explain anything about the 9. Okay, I don't care. They just asked me a question, so I just answered it. Oh, okay, so the center. C is -4, D is -6. So common sense, 2, 3. Okay, now what this one says. It says, write the equation for the circle shown below. If it is shifted 3 units to the right and 4 units up. Okay, the center is 0, 0. 3 units, okay, 3 units to the right. That's right here. And 4 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be right here. The center will be right here if it's shifted. Okay, so what does that have to do? They want me to find the coordinates. Sure. So this is 3, 4. So a shift of 3, 4. A translation of 3, 4. Well, the center, it's 0, 0. So if it is shifted, I get the center to be 3, 4. The question is, what is the equation? Well, the equation is the opposite of these numbers. So then it's x minus 3 squared plus y minus 4 squared. Oh, they want me to find the radius. Well, the radius of this circle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 5. The radius is 5. So when I put it on the equation, I know that the equation will have r squared. So it's 5 squared. That is 25. Ooh, I'm nice. All right, so you have more examples right here, and it tells you what to do. Let's go on to the independent practice. All right, so they want me to convert this into center radius form. Not a problem. At least I know that the center is going to be 1, -2. But I don't know what the radius is, so I have to actually do the whole thing. All right, not a problem. So the first thing is I'm going to look at it. And I'm going to say, okay, let me rearrange everything. X squared plus 2x, okay? And then I'm going to plus box. I'm already adding the box right here. Plus y squared minus 4y, okay? Plus box, okay? Equaling, and I move the loose number to the other side, so I'll be 11. And I know that I'm going to add 2 boxes right here because we're dealing with the circle. I'm going to add the box for the x and the box for the y. All right, so let's see now. Half of the linear term, 1. Square, 1. Half of the linear term, -2. Square, 4. So now I add 1 and 4 on the other side. Okay, so now that creates my perfect square trinomial. We already knew that this was going to be x plus 1 plus y plus 2. Remember, this created a perfect square trinomial, and it's not plus 2, it's minus 2, because that's the term that I square. My square, right? Equals 11 plus 1 is 15, plus 4, 19. Am I doing it right? 1 plus 4 is 5. Bruto, 19. Where do I get 19? 11 plus 1 is 12. Plus 4 is 16. Okay. So that's it. So this is also this is already into center radius form. State the coordinates of the center and the radius. Sure. The center is -1, +2. Center is -1, +2. And the radius is the square root of this, because this is r squared. So the radius is 4. Boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bum. That's it. Okay. So now state the equation of a circle in general form, which has a center of 5, -3 and a radius of 9. Okay. So first, let me write the equation. The center is 5, -3, so the equation should be x minus 5 squared plus y plus 3, the opposite square, equals to the radius square. The radius is 9, so here it should be 81. And now, in general form, all I have to do is expand this. So what is x minus 5 squared? X minus 5 squared is x squared, multiply the insides and double it, minus 10x, plus, square this, 25, plus y squared, multiply the insides and double it, plus 6y, plus this square is 9, equaling to 81. And now I make this equal to 0. So I'm gonna get x squared minus 10x, okay, plus y squared plus 6y. And now let's see, 25 plus 9 is 34. So plus 34. And remember that this has to be equal to 0. So minus 81 equals 0. Now what is 34 minus 81? That is negative 47. So then when I write the equation, I write x squared and put the y squares together as well. So x squared plus y squared, and I'll put the linear terms, minus 10x plus 6y minus 47, which is 34 minus 81, and that equals to 0. And that is in general form. Boom. Good, right? Okay then. So what about this one? What does it say? I'm supposed to convert this into center radius form. Okay, center radius form, you know, like the center and the radius. So again, I follow the method of completing the square. I already know the center is going to be, because of what I learned, because I had never learned it, I know that the center is going to be 5, -3, 5, -3. So let me try to chop this a little more. So I'm gonna write x squared, okay, plus 10x, okay, and then plus box. That's where I'm gonna put the half and square, okay, plus y squared minus 6y plus box, okay, equal -30, because I already moved the loose number to the other side, plus box plus box. So let's see. Half of this is 5 squared, 25. Half of this is -3 squared, 9. So what am I adding here? 25 and 9. 25 and 9. Okay. Now this creates a perfect square binomial. So this is x, and what is the square? The term that I squared, 5, right? And this is positive, so x plus 5 squared plus y minus 3 squared equaling, I have no idea. Let's see. -30 plus 34 is 4. There you go. Now they want me to state the coordinates of the center and the radius. Sure. Center, it's -5 comma +3, the opposites. And the radius, well, this is 4, but remember in the equation this is r squared, so I gotta square root this, so the radius is 2. Okay, now write an equation. Let me see now. Okay. Write the center radius equation of a circle with center at blah blah blah, and that goes to the point -4,8. Oh gosh, that's not what I had in mind. Okay, the center is -3,6. Okay, so I have a circle with the center at -3,6, and it goes to the point -4,8. So anywhere in here, -4,8. So I'm gonna go right here, just for the sake of doing it. -4,8. Okay, it's not really accurate, but I'm just trying to, you know, draw a visual. So what do I need? I need this. Oh my God, I need this length right here. Okay, cool. Because I already know what I'm gonna write. Look, the center is gonna be, the equation is gonna be x plus 3 squared plus y plus 6, because it's the opposite. But then again, I don't know what the radius is. I don't know what the radius is. So to find the radius, I will need to find the length from here to here. And length implies distance formula. So I'm gonna find the distance from this point to this point, right? Using the distance formula that we saw in the previous problems. So let's see now. Distance is equal to the square root of, okay, subtract the x's and square. So let's see now. X2 minus x1, so -4 minus -3. -4 minus -3 squared plus, and then y2 minus y1, so 8 minus 6. No, this is -6. So 8 minus -6. 8 minus -6 squared. So that, my friends, will give us, I'm gonna go over here, okay? That will give us d equals to the square root of, okay, 4 minus -3 is -4 plus 3, that's 1. 1 squared is 1. Plus 8 minus -6 is 14. 14 squared is, I have no idea, 196. So 1 plus 196 is 197. So this is the length of our radius. Okay? So now I can just write the equation. I don't need to find out what this is. I can tell you right now what the square root of 197 is. That's not a problem. Okay, it's 14.03. But I don't need that. Why? I'm going to show you. When I write the equation, like this one, I'm going to write x plus 3 squared plus y plus 6 squared equaling to r squared. Remember, r squared. This is r. So what would be r squared? Remember, when you square and you square root, they cancel each other. So that leaves you only with the number. So the equation is x plus 3 squared plus y plus 6 squared equals 197. If they ever ask you what is the radius, then you have to take the square root of that and you'll say 14.03. All right, let me see what else here. What do we have here? Write the general equation of a circle that is tangent to the x-axis, okay, with a center located at 4, -6. Tangent means that it touches the x-axis. It doesn't go over, just touches it, okay? A tangent is a line or line segment that touches the circle at one point only. All right, so we know the center is 4 comma negative 6. Okay, and the radius, well, let's see. Can I figure out what the radius is here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay, so the radius is 6. So my equation right here, okay, my equation right here will be x minus 4 squared plus y plus 6 squared, okay? And since the radius is, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then on the equation is 36. Remember, this is not what they're asking me. They're asking me to put it in general form. So you already know what I gotta do. What is x minus 4 to the second power? That's x squared, multiply the insides and double it, plus 16, right? Plus, what is y plus 6 to the second power? Y squared plus, multiply the insides and double it, 12y, square this one, 36, okay, equaling to 36. Now, remember something, add the like terms, and then set it up equal to 0, and then make sure you put them in order. You know, x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 12y, and then whatever you get, remember, it has to be equal to 0. Okay, so I'm done with this. No, not yet. Damn, I thought I was done. My God, how many things do I have here? All right. So once again, write the center radius. That's not difficult. Center radius. Okay, what is center? 0, 0. So I know that it's just going to be x squared plus y squared. What is the radius? 1, 2, 3. So then this is going to be 9. See that? Okay. Now here, write the general form equation of the circle whose graph is shown right here. So general form. First of all, let me write the center radius form. So that will be, well, the center, list 6 points that lie on this circle. Oh gosh, okay. So let's see now. The center 1, 2. So the equation is x minus 1 square plus y minus 2 square equaling, and the radius is 1, 2, 3, 4. The radius is 4, so on the equation it goes as 16. Okay, then from here you already know what to do. Write the general form. That means you gotta expand this, you gotta expand this, you gotta add the like terms, set the equation equal to 0, boom. And then you list 6 points that lie on this circle. I could tell you right now. Now let's go back to our knowledge of equations. This whole thing has to be equal to 16. So I can make this 0, okay, and I can make this 6. If I make, how do I make this 0? Easy. When x is equal to 1, this becomes 0. 0 squared is 0. And when y is equal to 6, then 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So 1, 6 lies on the circle. And it's right here, look, 1, 6. Another point right here. Another point right here, right? And so on and so forth. All right, let's move on then. Remember to finish the problem. And that's it, I'm done with this. Thank you very much. I'll see you on the next lesson. Oh my God, bye.